My name is Patrick.
I'm Tasha.
I'm Terry.
Oh yeah, it's your boy Garrett. One love to my loved ones out there.
Right.
Let me go ahead and talk about this story. I want to talk about coming out of Nigeria once more, and this is out of the the Special Anti-Robbery Squad, also known as SARS. So, a couple months ago, it was like around October. There has been a protest going across Nigeria. In addition to our just previous story of with the Boko Haram and how they're going out there and doing their pretty much their insurgency on all of the rice fields out there in Nigeria. In addition to that, we're getting reports that the SARS are there's like some stories of them kidnapping, harassment, and extortion. That they're also in, this was also the SARS was supposed to be the people that's supposed to be that borderline you're actually supposed to be there to help prevent these insurgents from like the Boko Haram and all these kind of outside people. But yet we also get that there's a backlash in there. You see the lawlessness. Once again, we talk about the leaders. We're talking about the people, the presidents, all this, the people that are in control of the laws or any ordinances out there, what's going on in Nigeria. We can see that they fail once a time again to protect the people that are out there, to protect their civilians.
The government.
In a nutshell, yes. It definitely comes to all of them. We should all definitely be, again, talking about these things, and we should all definitely be making our comments, making our pushes, and not let these stories go to waste, because this affects us all. It's about the diaspora. It's about our pan-Africanism. So again, we're talking about protesters. So again, kind of was similar what my sister talked about earlier, like how you talk about out here where you have, what was going on with the Black Lives Matter and the protesting, and you see how the police reacted towards, the protesters out here. So it's kind of the similar thing was going on exactly like in Nigeria. But again, without the protection, because even out there in their communities, they're not still being protected. Without the protection, they just massacre these people. So they just, again, killing regular people. We're talking about like students. We're talking about just like, family members, just regular, maybe shop owners, whatever the case may be.
We think it's a real risk. It is a risk. No,
absolutely.
Just to
but
add
of course.
To what you're saying. It's a risk out here. Like when you get up, I know we had a different topic. We're talking about like protesters and, different laws coming in, trying to violate your, constitutional right to get out there and protest. But that's in America. In other countries, you don't really have that right. People are taking like mad risk when they go out here in these streets and, try to protest against, their government. True. Find you in Nigeria, like how you just said, they're getting in the streets and they're protesting police violence and things like that. You can't do that in China. You can't do that in Russia.
Can't. Yeah, no.
So
absolutely.
To even have the privilege to be able to do that, and not even to just say it's a privilege, you should be able to get out there as a citizen and fight for your rights. Right. But just to even have the courage to do that, and then like the article was saying, they have multiple people getting shot and killed, out here. At these protests, mind you. And what else can the people do? What other resort do they have? Yeah. They're getting hit left and right. We just talked about how, they're the farmers are getting killed. Then even before, this COVID situation and before a lot of these violence, you still have Boko Haram. Now you have that. You have SARS.
It's just a pressure,
left and right.
I mean,
when you like, what outlet do you have?
The question begs, yes. Where do you put your faith? Right? They want us. You say law enforcement is against you, and there's not laws to protect you. So there's no politicians there that will also back you on the laws that's there, right? So then again, let's keep going again, right? So there are no judges, because judges are there to interpret the laws. So if there's no the laws in there to protect you to interpret, then again, where do you lie? Yeah. So where do you lie yourself? Again, right?
I don't. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then where you go? And then you can't go lawlessness because we're bound by our law. So taking the law in your own hands is definitely something that you cannot do. And those want to try to put they always want to use the Bible against that as well. But again, when you don't have a standing on anything. Again, it's just where do you lie yourself with?
At the end of the day, I never want to forget though that a lot of these African countries, they're not controlled really or say run by real African principles and rules, right? Like they're not run in for the benefit of African people. A lot of them, at the end of the day, when you look at it, it's run by a lot of these, European or Western countries. So you're not really, you don't have a government that's in the best interest of the people.
Yes.
Or the African people. So I would say in Nigeria, they're getting hit with a lot of stuff because at the end of the day, their government is not really for them. And that's why I always tie it back into the United States. I tie it back into our struggle. Our focus is always the diaspora. So we could always look at what we're going through. But a lot of times when you look at other countries, right, you see other African, or African American, going through stuff. It's the same. A lot of times it's the same.
Experiences make for relationships. You kind of identify with.
They have an issue with
experiences.
We have an issue
whether
with
individually or group wise. When's the last time you heard something come down when 110 people die in America in one instance? They come out and shoot us down and stuff like that. A massacre,
Not to divert from what we're talking about. They also consider that guy that stood on the top in Vegas and killed like 50-something people. They consider that a massacre. It's certain things. That's why I like to tie it into. That wasn't, he was a white dude doing this. And so, this is a majority white country. In Nigeria, you're going to get Nigerians being violent.
Right at all.
Nigerian. But what I'm saying is it's somehow, even though they're black, being violent against black and we're here, it's still connected, right?
Absolutely.
You gotta look at
absolutely. What I'm getting at, and speaking of Nigeria, because we're sticking to this article. You know what? I'm just gonna say, fuck President Muhammadu Buhari. Wow. Fuck him. The people should need to rise up against him. Who's right up against him? Because for those who are listening, we're gonna attach the article in this episode so you can read the article for yourself. Come to CNN World and it's reported across the board, but. You can't have weak leadership in place when you need to feel protected. This man has seemed to be inept in every situation that his leadership is needed. All these people dying. You have recently that all these school students are taken, and nobody knows where they are. And he's been the president for a while. And you know what? He's the commander in chief, which means the deployment of troops should have been approved by him. But he failed in that instance too. Where you have the former Nigerian president, Olusegun Obasanjo, if I'm saying it right, appeal to Buhari to restrain the military and other security agencies in a statement on Wednesday from this date, today, from the 13th of December 2020. He had to appeal to him. It's like, why do these people around have to cajole or push him to do what is necessary? It doesn't make any sense. So the Nigerian people need to,
beat his ass.
Maybe sometime the people need to storm, just like they did in the past, storm the leaderships, put them out of their castles, and have them beheaded, and place their own people in place.
That's the lawlessness they very fear in politics, man. I think that's politics. All governments across the world. Governments across the world.
Through our history.
Yeah, they fear that. That's why they put these things in law, because they're so afraid of that. They're so afraid of that.
Let me.
Now, I'm gonna give it to you, but get it twisted. Put it in context. For these past 2 weeks, Garcetti has been having people come to his house. And he's been getting his house stormed.
We in Los Angeles, but let's keep it to where it is. Though let me just finish saying, it's true, because politicians and politics, people in politics forget that really the power is within the people. If the people decide to go there and snatch y'all out of your White House, snatch y'all out of your Congress House, snatch y'all out of Federal Reserve, and take y'all and hang y'all for not making the right decisions, then people could do that if they're in line with each other, and it's happened in history.
But the people are stupid.
Well, that's what
on the mass, not stupid in that way.
And that's politics. But politics feel like that's what they are, so they can go ahead and make.
Not stupid and like you're dumb, but the people can be controlled.
I get it.
The masses.
It's not a one thought. That's not a one thought thing.
But here's the thing. Look at the.
Don't you think they might be scared or afraid because of all the stuff that's been going on?
That's the point.
Whatever tool you use,
so that's what I'm saying.
Be controlled.
are afraid already
Yeah.
because these people been going on, killing them, doing all these outrageous
Terrorizing
stuff.
them.
Yes,
No, you're right,
to
but it
them.
is the fear. That's
So,
the fear. That's why they don't operate on one accord, because everyone's fear for different
Exactly.
reasons.
So-
And let's circle it back to this story. Let's talk about this story, because what you see with the story is happening is that the people, they risk their lives to solve the problem.
Yeah.
You have farmers. You have the people who are against the government. The school teachers.
Yeah.
They're all willing to get shot down.
Yeah.
To
out here on these
solve the problem.
Yeah.
And then even after these things happen, they continue to push forward. That's really how change come about, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
And when the
That's the
massive
only
when
way
the
change
massive
come
people are fed up, they don't really their lives. That's thing that's secondary to making the change happen. This is how these people are being pushed in Nigeria, and something has to give up. Something has to give. Think about it, people. Do your research.
We have to just keep our eye on our diaspora, because what we don't understand is that even though the stories might not go exactly the same, or the stories might be told, you know what I'm saying, in the same direct way, the bottom line is always the same. You know what I mean? It always still comes the same. It's a black thing. I've said this once before, and I'm gonna say it again. That's our defense, homie. Call your blackness out when you see it. We should not be afraid to say that when something's racist, and we should not be afraid to not connect with our other brothers and sisters that go through the same thing. We're talking
Have that
about
pride in
we're
ourselves.
talking about Nigeria,
Ethnocentrism.
like you just said. We live in Los Angeles, but we can talk about states after state after other states that go through the same thing. And not just that, when we brought it out of this country, we could talk about different states in other countries after countries. That
South America,
and it's just
Europe,
and it just continues
Caribbeans,
and that's why we
African
need
continent,
to
everywhere.
extend our thought. Please subscribe, come to us. You know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, hit that button. Hit our notifications whenever we notify, so y'all know what it is when we drop new videos. You know what I'm saying? Everybody just chime in, give your comments. Comments is big. Comment. We want to know what everybody thinks. We want to know everything that you feel. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. We on Anchor. Y'all know what it is. The Twitter. Please, everybody, please subscribe. Y'all know what it is. The PM Hour. One love to my loved ones. Kind of get a shout out. I love all my black people out there. Y'all know what it is. The diaspora is real. Send it home true. P.